Hi there, and welcome to Wits News, where we ask ourselves, what is this shit? I'm your host, Ole. Now let's get into some shit news. All right, well, we got Ron Paul here. Ron Paul, the son of Ron Paul, the Republican senator out of Kentucky. Him and his dad, man, much respect to both of them, man. I've always enjoyed listening to both of them talk. Ron Paul here, he's almost single-handedly responsible for exposing the tyrannical, frauds of Dr. Fauci and excluding senior citizens, but every time I see somebody outside, I just think to myself, but Dr. Fauci said I gotta wear a mask. It just pops in my head every time. Anyway, I really do believe that Dr. Fauci will go down as history, comparable to the likes of fucking Hitler and Stalin. And, you hear that kind of shit all the time, but how many kids weren't able to breathe fresh air for the first few years of their life? How many people didn't get to see their grandparents die in a hospital because they couldn't visit them? How many grandparents were forced to take vaccines because nobody could be in the hospital to stand up for them? Why, in my view, a real evil man, but so, anyways, Ron Paul here talking about Warhawk Nikki Haley. I am not a fan of hers. I'm a 200% Trump, 100% Vivek Ramaswamy. I really hope they come together and have a little ticket together. But anyways, let's see what Rond Paul has got to say.
Good morning, everyone. As I told you yesterday, I'm ready to say something about the presidential race. I've had a long relationship with Donald Trump, and there's a lot to like there. I'm also a big fan of a lot of the fiscal conservatism of Ron DeSantis. I think Vivek Ramaswamy has been an important voice. Also, have listened to and met with the independent Bobby Kennedy. I'm not yet ready to make a decision.
I was a pretty big fan of old Bobby Kennedy when he first came out, and I still like listening to a lot of stuff. He's responsible for a lot of exposing of what was going on with COVID too, But I don't really like his stance on abortion, and he had come. I've seen a couple old videos where he's just a real climate Nazi, and threatening to jail people who didn't agree with what he had to say about climate and stuff like that. But if a Democrat had to win, he'd probably be my pick. But
Ready to make a decision, but I am ready to make a decision on someone who I cannot support. So I'm announcing this morning that I'm Never Nikki. And if you go to nevernikki.net, you can let her know that you're not a supporter either. I don't think any informed or knowledgeable libertarian or conservative should support Nikki Haley. I've seen her attitude towards our interventions overseas. I've seen her involvement in the military-industrial complex, $8 million being paid to become part of the team. But I've also seen her indicate that she thinks you should be registered to use the internet, that people posting ideas anonymously. I think she fails to understand that our republic was founded upon people like Ben Franklin, Sam Adams, Madison, John Jay, and others who posted routinely. For fear of the government, they posted routinely anonymously. And I think her failure to really understand that, or to think that you should register through the government somehow for the internet, is something that should disqualify her in the minds of all libertarian-leaning conservatives. So I'm announcing today I'm Never Nikki. You can go to nevernikki.net and sign up and show her that you're Never Nikki also. Thanks.
yes, sir, I like it, Ron. Well, you heard the man. NeverNikki.net. You know, I, I pretty much agree with everything he had to say there. I'm a little more Vivek than old DeSantis. I like DeSantis, but I never liked Paul Ryan. I remember when I voted for Trump. Originally, I used to be a Democrat, but Bernie exposed Hillary and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and how the DNC, the crooked DNC, just stole the primaries from Bernie. That was really my eye opener. So I went to Trump. And when I voted for Trump, that was my first ever Republican vote in history, in the history of my life. I always thought I was a Democrat my whole life, and I remember him walking down the aisle with Paul Ryan, that little smirk that Paul Ryan had on his face, and I was just, oh my God, what the hell did I do? How could I vote for this guy, but Trump never let me down. Never once did I regret my vote for Trump. I was Trump 2016, I was Trump 2020, now I'm Trump 2024, and I just like him more and more. What a guy, what a sacrifice that man has made, and yeah, fucking old Paul Ryan, he was gone. I never saw him again. And that was one of the first things that after I had voted for Trump, and I really questioned, when I voted for him, and that was one of the first things, and I was like, oh fuck, all right, Trump, And as time and time went on, I realized that Trump was everything that I liked about Bernie, and he was not all the things that I didn't like about Bernie. You know, yeah, Trump, man, that guy really loves America. And that guy's got my vote. I'll tell you who doesn't. I'll call her Bush number two, but or Bush number three, she'd be. Well, I guess she'd be Bush number four, huh? After old Jeb, Warhawk, Nikki Haley. Uh, we'll pass on that. It's funny because also I listened to the radio after these little fake primaries they had the other day, and everybody on the radio is like, "Oh, Nikki Haley," and you could just see that they're all pushing her. The big money guys got all their money on her, and they're paying every little radio station and everybody else to push this girl. And no, we'll pass. Right on, Ron. NeverHaley.net. Till next time.